NVIDIA today is the most valuable company in the world, but at some point they were weeks away from bankruptcy. And if you want to know how they managed to survive, stay tuned. NVIDIA was founded in 1993 in Sunnyvale, California by three very talented engineers: Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Priam. It was an era of early personal computing with MS-DOS, early Windows, and 2D games. Jensen's initial vision was that the future of computing is visual. Gamers want cooler games with better graphics. Professionals like scientists or designers want more powerful machines for more complex visualizations. And back then, PCs were not built for that. CPU alone could not handle all of this fancy real-time 3D rendering. And Jensen's idea was to introduce dedicated graphic card to empower all the 3D innovation. Jensen did manage to pitch this vision to investors, and they secured $20 million in initial funding. They rented office, hired engineers, and started working on their first product. Spoiler, it did not go as planned. They started building their first chip, which they called NV1. It was positioned as multimedia chip, as it was able to handle a bit of everything, like 2D and 3D graphics, process audio like a sound card, and even handles a game controller input. At first, things looked promising. In 1995, they struck a deal with Sega. NV1 would be used in PC versions of Sega Saturn games. It was a huge win at that time, as Sega was one of the biggest names in gaming. But then, Microsoft happened. Here is the problem. NV1 had unique architecture. It used quadratic texture mapping, while most other players were using triangles. At the time, there was no really defined standard, so everyone was doing their own thing, experimenting, kind of trying to figure out what is best. And then Microsoft launched DirectX, the new standard for PC graphics.
Windows 95 is the game platform.
And it was all based on triangles and not quadratic curves. And everyone in the industry, game developers, hardware makers, just followed this new standard. This instantly made NV1 architecture obsolete, not compatible with anything, and sales-wise it's just plummeted a lot. And to make things worse, Sega Saturn lost the console war to PlayStation. With all these issues, by 1996, NVIDIA was literally running out of money. So they tried partnering with Sega again to be graphics supplier for Sega Dreamcast, but unfortunately Sega rejected the proposal and went with NEC instead. But Sega was still bullish on NVIDIA, so they decided to invest $5 million into the company. It was kind of good enough to keep it afloat for maybe another 6-ish months. Now, NVIDIA had one last shot at survival, and Jensen used it to completely change the company direction. Unfortunately, the company had to go through massive layoffs, downsizing from 100 to 40 employees. They scraped the old architecture and started designing a new chip from scratch. The chip name was RIVA 128. This time, NVIDIA made all the right calls. It used triangles fully compatible with Microsoft DirectX. It dropped all unnecessary features, no sound, no controller input. It focused entirely on speed and performance. When RIVA 128 was launched in August 1997, NVIDIA only had money left for 1 month of payroll. The chip ended up being fast, affordable, and worked flawlessly with every major game of that time. Quake 2, Unreal, Need for Speed, Tomb Raider 2, and so on.
Basically, if we built that chip, there could be nothing that could be faster.
The chip became a massive commercial success, selling about 1 million units within the first 4 months, which gave NVIDIA widespread recognition and a lot of cash. NVIDIA was saved. So, RIVA literally saved NVIDIA from bankruptcy and set the stage for everything that followed after, from their next chips like RIVA TNT and the legendary NVIDIA 256 to today's AI revolution. If you enjoyed this story, click like and subscribe, as more stories like this are coming soon. Thanks for watching and see you.